Okay, so you might wonder, what have we here? Working on another 2009 Subaru. I had pulled the tensioner off and I was going to reuse the tensioner, and I was just doing the head gaskets and thought, well, the belt and stuff was just replaced recently, I'll reuse it. And then reading through the instruction repair manual, it says that you're supposed to compress the tensioner, put it back together. At one of the steps was like to check and make sure that the plunger doesn't push in when you apply a certain amount of force. Basically, you shouldn't be able to push it in by hand. And I could. And I'm like, well, crap, that's not very good. And then I found that there's these bleeding instructions that specify that it needs to be done vertically, or air can enter the fluid chamber, a portion of the tensioner that keeps the belt tension hydraulically dampened and not just spring tensioned. Obviously, if you get air in there, what we know from physics is that air compresses very readily. Liquid compresses little to none. So in one of the timing belt kits I got, it said to compress it vertically, basically to put it in a vise. So I'm just kind of showing my setup. My vise actually does rotate, so I could put it in a vertical. Well, I might be able to put it in a vertical position. I don't know. That's kind of beside the point. I think a lot of vices don't rotate or mount in such a way that you can hold it vertically. So I used, in this case, it's on the leg of my collapsible engine hoist, a big 6-inch C-clamp, and a vice grip to make something that I could expand, extend, and compress the tensioner the 3 times that they recommend doing to purge the air out of the, where you want to have only liquid. So they say to do it, take at least like a minute to do 1 cycle, so letting it out slowly, and then turning the C-clamp back in to compress the plunger. So this is how I did it. When doing it horizontally, I did get air into one, and then I could push it in by hand. And I was like, well, shoot, this thing's junk. And then after reading some more, I'm like, okay, it's actually not junk. It's just I didn't understand the process. So this is how to do it and get the air out so the tensioner actually functions as it should on your vehicle, and you don't have any wacky knocking noises or bad tensioner noises.